Hello and welcome to another episode of Simply Saturday, where I get to show you a card that is fast and easy to make. Hi, my name is Julie and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up. You can find me at my website, stampwithjuliebaum.com, as well as here on my YouTube channel. Today we are making an easy card and we are doing a Halloween themed card. I have used this Bewitching bundle at least once before on Simply Saturday, but we're going to make a different card today, and I think you're going to love the design of this card. So let's get started. I am beginning with a piece of Parakeet Party cardstock, and this piece measures 5.5 by 10.25 inches. And then I have gone ahead and done some scoring on this piece. So let me tell you where to score. I can tell I'm getting a shadow, so hold on, I'm going to try to correct that. I think I had some funny light coming in from the window. Okay, so my score lines on this project are at 1.25, 2.5, 4.75, and 7. And so I am going to go ahead and fold on those score lines. And again, that is 1.25. I'm also going to burnish it with my bone folder as I go. The second one was at 2.5. Now I'm just kind of doing an accordion fold as I'm folding this up. The next one was at 4.75, and the last score line was at 7 inches. Then you're going to want to take some designer series paper for today's card. Now, I also have made this card in another size, as well as stamped my own background paper. But today, for a fast and easy card, we're going to use designer series paper. So let me mention that that Bewitching bundle is in the July to December mini catalog. It's shown on page 57. So we are using the stamp set and the coordinating punch. And the designer paper is called Black and White Designs. It is also in this same catalog. And it has a variety of different designs in blacks and whites, and then also in this kind of gray or charcoal color. So I'm a big fan of this paper already. It's going to be great for Halloween looks, but it can be good for many other things. And as a side note, you can take markers or some sponging, lots of different methods, and add color to this. So if you wanted orange and black paper, you could certainly create custom paper. So that's the Black and White Designs. That's a pack of 12 by 12 designer series paper. So I have chosen some designs from that paper and cut them down. Let me give you the sizes of these. I'll also mention the other pieces that we're using. I do have a 3/4 inch strip of that Parakeet Party, 3/4 by 8.5 inches. All right, this is going to become a belly band for our card. So I'm setting that aside. And I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this is 3 inches by 5.25. And then you'll just need a scrap of white for the stamping portion and punching, okay? All right, here's my designer series paper. Each one is 5.25 inches long. So you'll need 2 pieces that are 1 inch. So this is 1 by 5.25. Here's a second one that's 1 by 5.25. Then you'll need 2 pieces that are 2 inches by 5.25. So here's those 2 that I've selected. And then you'll need a final piece that is another 1 inch piece. So you need a total of 3 1 inch, but it was easier for me to think of it because this is how it's going to go on my card. So you're going to have a 1, a 1, a 2, a 2, and then end with a 1. All right, so we're going to go ahead and glue those onto our little accordion fun fold card base. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue, and I'm going to start on this first panel. I've got the papers in the order that I think I want them to appear. You can change this up, mix and match. Almost if you lay it down even by mistake, it's gonna still look really cute. At least on one of these, as I was making them and gluing down, after I glued, I went, oh my goodness, I was gonna do the other side of that paper, but it still was beautiful and cute. So you don't have to be too worried about that. All right, then we're gonna use the black side up of this polka dot piece. So that's going on the next panel. I'm just trying to center it between my score lines and use somewhat of an equal border at the top and the bottom. Don't be too fussy about it. It's going to be just fine. And then I'm taking the next piece, which is my first 2-inch piece. And as with so many of the cards that I share with you in tutorials, you could completely change this look. You could use floral papers and make a birthday card. You could use Christmas papers and colors and make a Christmas card. So remember to not stay in a box that this has to be a Halloween card. All right, this is going to be the next one. This is my second 2-inch piece. All right, then for the next panel, before I put the designer series paper down, I'm going to put my white cardstock. So this was the piece that's 3 by 5 1/4. It's going to go here. This is a nice big piece. When the card is open, it gives you a place to stamp a sentiment if you wish, and to write a note and sign your name. All right, so there is that piece. All right, so the construction is nearly done. Very easy, very fast. All right, my last 1-inch piece is going to go right here. Let me show you what it's going to look like when the card is folded closed. So this is going to close like that. So the way I've chosen this one is all of my whites, white backgrounds are going to show until you open the card, and then on the reverse side are the darker panels. But you could mix that up however you want. Perhaps you would want this to be a white and a black and a white background. So whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and line this piece up as closely as I can to the edge of my white cardstock. Since there's a little bit of Parakeet Party there that is sticking out as a little border, I don't think I need any white border on this side. So I'm just going to get it as close as I can to the edge of that white cardstock. All right, there are our papers all in place. Okay, let's take the belly band, and what I'm going to do is lay it underneath my card and somewhat centered top to bottom. And on this piece, I don't do any score lines. Actually, we're just going to fold it to get our folds, all right? And you do want to leave a little bit of wiggle room because this belly band is going to need to slide on and off to open the card. So I would say snug, but not so tight that you're not going to be able to slide it off of the card. All right, so I've established my little folds there on the belly band. And now what I like to do, because I really want this to be secure and not pop open, is I'm going to use my tear and tape. So there's, I'm sure, a couple different methods you could do for this. I'll show you the way that I've been doing it. And if that works for you, great. Otherwise, you can come up with another way that works for you. So I'm going to put a small piece on the end of this side. So that's on my left side. And then right here where the belly band is going to overlap, I'm going to put 2 additional pieces. so that that band really sticks shut. So now it's going to be stuck here as well as here. So I don't know, maybe that's overkill. What do you think? You can leave me a comment if you think I used too much tear and tape. In your humble opinion, do you think I used too much tape? Okay, so I'm just getting the backings lifted off. And then, I didn't mean to throw that. And then we're just gonna close this. I am gonna line it up as careful as I can and seal it down. All right, there is our belly band. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside because it's time to do our stamping. We're only 10 minutes in, start to finish. So we're doing good with our quick and easy. All right, I have a piece of white scrap here, and I'm going to take the hat, the witch's hat, this one with the polka dots. I've used the one with the spider web in a different tutorial, so let's use the polka dots today. And I can see that I've got some ink here on this edge. I'm going to try to just clean that up a little bit before I proceed. Although I think with the punch, it would take care of it. All right, so I'm just using my Simply Chamois to come in here and kind of wipe up those edges a teeny bit. I will probably, after this experience, I will probably take some scissors and trim that down a little bit just so I don't catch that edge again next time. Okay, so I'm gonna get my witch's hat onto the paper. I'm using Starry Sky colored ink. There we go. It's a deep purple, really pretty. I like it a lot. And then we're gonna punch this out. So I'm gonna slide my cardstock down in here using my punch upside down so that I can see what I'm doing. Line up the image. And once you've got it nice and straight, then we can punch. Now this punch is a builder punch, which means it has other elements. You can see there's a couple little stars that popped out. And also this piece, that is a hat band. And I'm actually going to use the hat band this time. Instead of the white one, which came out, I'm just gonna grab a scrap of Parakeet Party. And you can see I've done one already. I'm just gonna slide it into my punch and punch a green hat band out instead. All right, so I'm gonna attach this. Let me make sure I have it going the right direction. This way or this way? Oh, that's better. Okay, it looks like it should be able to go either way, but one way fits the little curve just a little bit better than the other way. All right, so there is the Parakeet Party hat band on our little witch's hat. Cute. All right, now one other thing that we are going to need is a circle of cardstock. And I did not pre-die cut this, so I am going to need to die cut a circle. I'm gonna grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And this circle is from the Layering Circles dies. So give me just a second to cut this out. All right, I'm gonna get it lined up on my plates. And cover it with another plate 3 and run that through. I had one of these circles prepared and it looks like I ended up using it. All right, there we go. Okay, that was a big stretch, believe me. All right, so here is our white circle. This was the die. I used about let's see here, the inside diameter of this is just a little bit bigger than 2 1/4. Let's see the outside. Yeah, all right, so that's the size circle that I used for mine. All right, let's put a little bit of decoration on this. I just have a scrap piece of paper here, and I'm gonna grab Daffodil Delight and the stars that come in that same set, and I'm just gonna add some stars kind of at the top, coming down the sides, like so. So you can see the extra just went off on my scrap paper. That keeps my work surface clean. And let's get rid of all that. All right, the hat is going to get attached to this piece. That's going to be very cute. All right, so let's go ahead and get that down. I'm using my multi-purpose liquid glue for all of today's gluing. All right, there's our little focal point. We're going to need a little bit of embellishing on this, and I'm going to use my white glittered organdy ribbon. I can see that I'm about out, so I'm going to need to reorder some of this. This has been a favorite, but what I'm going to show you, let's see, I need at least 4 inches. I'm going to go 6 inches. This is what I want to show you is with this white ribbon, and actually several of our plain ribbons, you can do this. We're going to add some color to it. So I was wanting purple, and we're going to turn our white ribbon into purple ribbon. So I'm using my Stampin' Blend in Light Starry Sky, and I brought that scratch paper back in because you want to put something underneath your ribbon. Let me get a little bit up here so you can see. Put something underneath your ribbon to catch the extra ink. And then I'm just going to very lightly, using the brush side of the marker, start to stroke some color onto here. The reason I say lightly is you do want to be a little bit careful. This ribbon, because of the glitter, and it also has some texture to it, can be a little bit rough on the tip of your marker. So if you just lay it down really lightly, you shouldn't have any problems. Because it's an alcohol marker, it evaporates quite quickly. So even as I'm touching the ribbon, almost right after I've colored it, the color is not transferring to my fingers. Now you could also do other methods. You could spritz this, you could sponge it. I'm not sure if I used this ink pad and a sponge, how quickly it would dry. You might need to let it dry a teeny bit. But I do know that this method is drying really fast, almost as I'm going along. Okay, so now we just turned our white glittered organdy ribbon into purple. All right, so just in case, to make sure that it's dry enough to use, I'm just going to take another scratch paper and just kind of sandwich it between the two. Look, almost nothing came off. All right, now our ribbon is going to be ready to use. Okay, back to our card with the belly band. Let's attach the ribbon. So I'm just going to tie a very simple square knot. It's kind of fun. We've got our black and white, our pop of bright green, and now a pop of purple. I do think I would like to do this card and color these backgrounds with pumpkin pie, and then I could do it in black and orange. That would be fun. Okay, do you see how cute that is? I've got a little bit of extra length there than I feel like it needs. So I'm just going to trim it down a teeny bit. Okay, now we're going to put our focal point onto the belly band so we can wrap this up. So because I'm not quite sure where it's going to hit on here, I'm going to put the adhesive on my band. So back to our tear and tape. Oh yeah, we did use liquid glue today and tear and tape. Earlier I had said I was doing all my gluing with the liquid. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right in the middle of my belly band, which also is reinforcing that seam one more time. Since it's going to be sliding on and off, I want to make sure it doesn't pop open. All right, let's release the backings of this and this. And we can place our little hat image right there. Like so. All right, I feel like my hands might be sticky, so I'm just going to turn it over and press it so I don't get anything sticky or smeary on the front of my card. There we go. Now, I want to do one last thing to this. So to open the card, you're just going to slide the belly band either up or down to remove it. Here's the inside of the card. At this point, of course, you're welcome to stamp Happy Halloween or Trick or Treat if you want. There is not a word stamp in this set, but I am super partial to that spider. So my Starry Sky ink is still out. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp a dark purple spider. Of course, black would be totally cute and acceptable as well, but my ink was already out and we've got that little dash of purple going on. And there is the inside of our Fun Fold Halloween card. All right, let me slide this back on here. And I do want to show you that if you would like to make this exact same card design in a longer slimline style, I'm going to show you a completed one. And in the description of this video, I will put the dimensions for cutting your paper for this size, as well as the slimline size, which looks like this. So these are really a fun style of card, and this would need to just go in a slimline envelope, which we do have in our annual catalog this year. The design is the same. I chose a little bit different method on gluing my papers down, but you can see the slimline or the traditional size card are both very cute. So thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, I invite you to do so. That helps me so very much. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and also consider leaving me a comment. I do read all of the comments and respond. I will put lots of information down below the video. In the description, you just click the word that says more, and then additional information will pop up in a window, and I'll put all of the materials and the dimensions for today's card. In the meantime, happy stamping, and I will see you next time.